Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. It is a good Tuesday morning. A lot of news flows coming in from China, which will be crucial. So, first, let's look at the global news flow. Firstly, you have Japan, which has gone ahead and inked an LNG deal with US Oman, and this is mainly in a bid to secure fuel supply. Now, clearly, several Japanese companies now will buy more LNG from Oman. So, what this would mean for the gas prices overall is going to be interesting to watch out for. Secondly, apart from that, from a political front, you have South Korea, which has gone ahead and deployed jets after North Korea sent drones across the border. So that's something which is intensifying on the political end. That'll be interesting to watch out for as well. Apple has faced a $98 million hit on the back of taxes in Japan, and this is what Nikkei is reporting. In fact, Tokyo's tax authorities are charging Apple nearly $100 million in additional taxes, and this is mainly for overlooking some customers' abuses of duty-free shopping rules. In fact, Apple Japan has already filed an amended tax return. That's what Nikkei has reported. So let's see what happens to Apple as well. Moving on, as we mentioned, China is going to be big news because clearly they have scrapped the inbound quarantine, and this is mainly on the back of the dismantling of COVID zero. The 8 day inbound quarantine rule that they had will be discontinued from the 8th of January. Clearly, this will, the inbound travelers that are coming into China will not have to quarantine. And this actually puts the country back on track to emerge from 3 years of self imposed global isolation under a zero COVID policy that actually battered the economy and actually stoked historic public discontent. Now, probably this has been done in, anticipation of all the trade fairs that will be happening in China, and that's something which was on a low. That will pick up taking this into consideration. So, inbound travel from India or from other countries to China is going to be interesting to watch out for. And the impact in terms of crude prices is going to be crucial as well as to, with the economy opening up, what would this actually mean? Because overall, if you go to see in terms of crude prices as well, 80 to $85 a barrel is where crude is hovering around. And clearly, we've seen an uptick even after Russia has come out and said that it could cut output due to the price caps that we have been witnessing. If you now see the actual difference between the Basra medium as well as Saudi Arabia's Arab medium, Basra is now cheaper by merely around $3. And the Middle East producers as well are cautious, going ahead to go ahead and hike crude prices at the start of 2023. And it's China's reopening that will actually fuel this bullishness in oil markets in early 2023. So that's going to be an interesting space to watch out for. Let's quickly also look at, overall in terms of what the global landscape is looking like. Uh, we've everyone's majority come back from a holiday season from a market perspective, not from an investor perspective, though. And you've seen Asian markets which are trading in the positive as we speak. So there is some bit of, Nikkei is up around a little over 1%. Shanghai as well as Kospi are up almost 0.5% in trade. So that is something which could actually translate into our markets from a domestic front. If you see in terms of SGX Nifty as well, that's indicating a positive start in today's trading session, which is indicating gains of around 2 tenths to 3 tenths of a percent above the 18,000 mark. So Indian markets opening is going to be crucial from a trading perspective. From a trade setup, if you go to see what are we watching out for, clearly a 4 day losing streak is what we've snapped, and the kind of gains that we've seen in yesterday's session was something that we had already anticipated in the trade setup yesterday morning, where we clearly indicated that yes, there could be a buy on dip strategy that the investors would use. There could be some bit of short covering that could be seen, and that's exactly what has happened. Clearly, buy on dips has continued. Investors, specifically retail investors as well as DIIs, have taken the advantage of this kind of a hit that we've seen in the last four sessions. Now, whether this rally will sustain or this rebound will sustain or not is something we need to watch out for, and whether this is the first day of the Santa rally for the Indian markets. Because if this up move continues, there could be some good amount of upside that investors could be seeing. However, the volumes will remain slightly subtle on the back of that holiday weekend, holiday season. So expect volumes to be low in terms of trade. And if you see Dow futures as well, they are seeing gains of almost around 100 points this morning. So clearly, the setup looks pretty positive. You have US markets as well as European markets that will be coming back on stream today after a long weekend on the back of Christmas as well as Boxing Day. So there could be impact coming in from those markets as well. Now, let's quickly move on to the key stocks that we will be watching out for in today's trading session. Firstly, you have NTPC that will be in focus. They've signed a non binding MOU with Technimont, that's the Indian subsidiary of Merck Technimont Group, which is based out of Italy. And they will jointly evaluate and explore the possibility. And this is mainly to develop commercial scale green methanol production facility at a NTPC project in India. Apart from that, you have a Time Technoplast. That stock will be in focus as well on the back of an order win worth almost around 75 odd crores. And this is from Adani Total Gas for supply of CNG cascades that are made from type 4 composite cylinders. So watch out for Time Technoplast on the back of an order win. On the back of a fundraising, Share India Securities will be in focus where the board has approved raising almost 1,000 odd crores via rights issue. And this is of specified securities to eligible shareholders of the company. Another big announcement coming in from an AGG today is they've incorporated a wholly owned subsidiary, which is TACC Limited. And this is mainly to manufacture graphite anode for lithium ion cells. Now, in phase one, they've planned a total capex of around 1,000 odd crores, which will be spent over the next 3 years. And in phase two, the company plans to double the capacity with another 1,000 odd crores. So the total outlay of 2,000 odd crores that will be spent over the next 5 to 7 years. So that stock will see great momentum in today's session on the back of the capex plans and the kind of capacity addition that we're seeing on with regards to where graphite anode for lithium ion cells is concerned. And this is going to be with regards to the kind of upscale that we are seeing or uptick that we are seeing in the EV space. Other stocks that will be watching out for in today's trading session will be GR Infra. So overall, if you see GR Infra as well, that stock has been picking up a good amount of momentum over the last couple of trading sessions. So they have partnered for transmission bids. So watch out for GR Infra projects in Madhya Pradesh. Nureka also will be in focus. And with regards to Nureka, if you go to see, clearly there has been a bulk deal that has happened by the promoter, which is Payal Goyal. So Nureka shares, in fact, that counter continues to remain in focus. Philatex India will be in focus as well, and this is, on the back of one of the corporate actions that will happen in terms of Philatex India. There's a stock split in Philatex India. And in terms of e-clerks, it's the record date for the buyback. So watch out for e-clerks as well. And lastly, you have IRB Infra also that will continue to remain in focus. So these are a few of the other counters we should be watching out for in today's session. And lastly, from a primary market perspective, Radiant Cash Management Services. The IPO has been subscribed by around 11% on the second day. Whether it bucks the trend in today's trading session is something we need to watch out for. Today will be the last day for the IPO, so that's going to be an interesting one. So clearly, yes, there is positive momentum in the markets today, which is coming in from Asian markets as well. You have Dow futures, which are indicating a positive movement. SGX Nifty is indicating a positive start. And whether this momentum that we've seen in yesterday's session, the strategy of buy on dips and the short covering that we've seen, if that continues, we could see some bit of an upside that could continue with regards to the last week of the trading session of 2023. But we will see a lot of stock specific action as well. And the volumes are expected to remain slightly tepid with investors going on a holiday. That's all that we have in today's trade setup. Thanks for watching.